Time for the Power to Connect with Angela Ray.
I want people to know that one of the reasons I think we really gelled as friends is because we were working in a government setting, but Kristian and I both come from the private sector. But more importantly, while I might have tried to start businesses, she actually did start a business. So can you tell us what it's like to start your own business and to just have all of the pressure on you to, make this work, to find clients, to do what you did to have a successful business?
Oh, thanks, Miss Angela. So, I think it was hard, honestly, harder being a woman and a woman of color. I remember when we were trying to raise VC money, we didn't look the part. We weren't, an old white male with connections. And basically there were a lot of doors being slammed. And it was the Port of Rotterdam that actually opened the door for us, for me and my co-founders and our entire team.
So Europe answered the call.
We went to, exactly. Wow. We were there for about 4.5 years operating and still going. But the reason why they believed in us was because they had one of the VCs she was a female. So she was amongst the men. And she advocated for us. And she said, I really believe in what they're doing. And that's why I love being surrounded by other women, that empower other women. And that's what attracted me to you, Miss Angela. Like, honestly, was, we just had each other's back, and it's hard to find women that actually do that and authentic, and that's what made the journey with this business feel like, I could not give up when I found someone that believed in product, in myself and the team. And, basically I had an advocate, and that's what I've always found in spaces where I am able to excel is when there's someone there that is, rooting for me. And it's amazing to find another woman colleague to do that because they understand the struggle. So yeah, I think after that relationship was built with this VC founder, things felt a lot more like at ease. Mm-hmm. It was hard. There were days that were hard, but I could always call her and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. What do you recommend? What do you suggest? And, she had folks that she could call and just like help us keep going, and, that's why I really appreciate when I, again, meet other women, especially women of color, because there's very few of us that, can, be that ally that we need. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
What is the business actually?
So the business is, it's in the maritime industry. So
wow.
Yeah, I know. And it's maritime.
Wow, this is like shipping, maritime shipping.
Shipping.
Oh my gosh, Kristian.
Yeah. I know, right?
What talent.
So it's basically you upload, so mariners have these credentials that were, basically they had a notebook of where they carried all their licenses and certificates proving that they can operate a vessel. And we just basically said, why are we doing this with paper? Like, let's try to make an app or a platform where people can just upload their credential and then they can send it to, HR to be like, hey, I'm ready for work. Here's my credentials showing that I can, move this boat to point A to point B, and then we slowly started working with schools to get them to issue the credential electronically. And also another thing about it was like, getting the schools on board, because that was kind of interesting because they were like, oh, our sailors are very old school. They don't embrace technology. So it was really interesting to get them on board. But my co-founder, she had connections with maritime. And again, she found women, colleagues in these schools to be like, advocating for us. So again, it's like that other woman ally to like basically helped us through this process.
Ask you something.
Yeah.
Why was this the product that you glommed onto? How did you even know about this?
So I used to work at Vulcan, and they had vessels, and I worked in the compliance department. And I was like, this is crazy. They're sending me a credential that I have no idea if it's valid. They could be making this up, right? And then I met my co-founder through friends, mutual friends. And she was in the maritime industry, and she showed me her notebook, and she's like, yeah, this is a problem, And so we became partners in the business, and really she knew what this pain point was because she experienced it. And also, her husband, who also works in maritime. And so that's where kind of it all happened. And it was honestly something very simple. And that's what I love about like tech startups. It's like the simplest thing, but the hardest part is convincing it, like the old school folks to be like, let's, digitize or, make this more modern. But it was really like, again, the Port of Rotterdam who was embracing, going from paper to digital, and again, finding that woman VC, member to just be like, we need this. And I think these women have something and there's potential there, and let's invest in them and bring their team over.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Power to Connect with Angela Ray and follow her on Facebook. You can also stay connected on Twitter and Instagram at angelaray.com.